this computer. Okay, recording is in progress.
Good evening, Gautam.
Good evening, Sumit. So you will be taking the class just after my brief introduction.
Sure.
And
I have
then
just put few slides only with the summarized item, and then we'll go hands-on.
now see, idea here is that you give a briefing on the the strategies and all, but no briefing, no theory works unless and until you try it yourself and do the practicals.
Absolutely. I will set up the rules I follow and
Huh.
the setup which I have practiced and what I have seen, that I'll
Okay, fine. Because if you have to get into money, you have to get into the water, and then only you can get wet.
100%. 100%.
That's the first thing which is needed. So obviously, but all the same, it will be act as an introduction that will help others as well. And now coming to this particular chart, Nifty IT. Why I'm talking about this Nifty IT is because it has just crossed 200 DMA. Yes, Ayan, you are right. The second thing is that I was talking about this particular gap area. You just see that it had been registered in the gap area on 19th. It successfully closed above it. This was 19th. Ke baad this was 20th. Is it 19th? Yeah, this is 19th. And then this was Monday 22nd. And this is it. Why I'm talking about this is because of
it's breaking above the resistance, right, Dada?
It is breaking above the resistance side, and the major side thing is that if you go to the US market, I believe Niranjan has already joined here, so he might also throw some pictures on this. In US market, this is Microsoft's chart. It's almost at all-time high. Just see, it's almost at all-time high. And if you take the other ones like Apple and all, one day, Apple and all, these are also performing in US market, Apple, then Meta. These are also performing in US market. So obviously, I think some follow-up buying in TCS and all should be coming, which as of now, till date, we were feeling that it was lagging, but somewhere down the line, it has got its own fresh out, own life right now. So might concentrate on this first. Now,
Dada,
second, yes.
One question, Dada.
Yes, Suri.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at Nasdaq, Dada, it is approaching 61.8% Fibonacci retracement on the upside. So do you think, and also given Apple, Microsoft, all of them are approaching double top. Do you see a risk as well in this strategy? So
you are saying that just because we are coming at a resistance, it might so happen that we may top out somewhere here. This Microsoft may, Nasdaq may top out somewhere here. See, a halt may come, but I would not bet on topping out. Obviously, at a major top, some halt will obviously come. But I am not of the club where I would say that it might just top out here, because see, RSI
ADX does not show right, Dada. ADX does not shows anything wrong.
ADX is okay, RSI is okay, MACD is okay. These are the three indicators which we generally follow. So it might just happen that when it reaches this particular level, the previous the one, and you said about 61%. So how much is 61% of this one? I really check.
61% from the all-time high to Nasdaq. I mean, if you do the retracement, yeah,
I just see to it. I really check the 61% line. That's 50% line. It's okay. So that's coinciding with this. Some retracement obviously will come, but that I doubt that whether it will be a topping out of.
Got it.
Got it. So obviously you can't, you just don't think that it will be a kick out and it will move up smoothly. But just the way we had in Bank Nifty from 15th of May, almost for 5-10 days, in Bank Nifty it was flat and then it had again started to move up. Okay. Just take it that way. It might stay there flat, but nothing major bad is being forecast in the chart right now of Nasdaq, as well as to some extent in S&P also. I was just having a look at it. Here too, this particular high can be tested. When I just watched this one, what happened in S&P. This high was tested. The index halted. 2-3 days of downside move. Again, a strong upside move. Ultimately, see, there's a gap also here. Ultimately, you can expect this level to come up another 100 odd points, so whatever be it. But as of now, here to topping out seems unlikely. This is what I feel.
Dada, one question.
Yes, Kanika?
Yeah. Dada, actually, dollar index chart is also very, it's a crucial juncture. If we can go for dollar index chart, it is almost nearing its VWAP, anchored VWAP from 4th November. And Dada, if we can put an anchored VWAP from 4th November 22, that is where the fall started. In fact, already for first time it has tested, it has gone down, and in fact that was a bottom for even gold and silver equities rallied. So again, it is approaching the same anchor VWAP. But this time the trend is very good in the sense 4th November 22, Dada.
4th November, why 4th November?
Yeah, just before that, Dada, 4th November 22. Yeah.
Okay, you want it here?
Yes. Dada, I feel we should go for a Dixie in currency.com, I believe, because here there is no volume. So it's again approaching.
Oh. Now,
Okay.
what is the symbol? Since you do not have
DXY,
the volume,
yeah, DXY in currency.com, actually in other or in capital.com. Just can you just click?
Can you just share? Thanika, can you share the chart over?
Yeah, already I have shared it in Telegram, Dada.
Now just share it again. That will be better because I have to look at it at the back.
No, I shared in our Telegram group.
Just now?
Just now, yeah.
Okay. This is the one.
Yes, Dada. Yes. So first time it has tested the anchor VWAP and on 9th of March 23, and that was a good bottom for silver and gold rallied.
Okay.
So next time now it has again started the rally, and this time the rally is quite strong. Even the 5 SMA has not even broken even once. So if suppose from this point, if it again goes down, that will be a good rally for equities. If it moves higher, so that is one crucial juncture, Dada, basically.
See, what happens in this type of dollar index and all, let me be clear here, one thing. That if you see a gradual rise or if it just floats at around this level for some days, the entire structure changes. It's more of a, see, just watch here. It is more of a flattish type of formation. So gradually the entire structure changes. One should not be too much, I would say it this way, one should not be too much bullish on it. But in case if it crosses, tab socha jayega. But personally, it can, and the way RSI is approaching this 70 odd line, and it can just happen that somewhere the topping out might come. It is because of the debt issue, and US is still there's some uncertainty in the debt issue and all. That is why this dollar index is rising. So if it just flattens out, say kuch nahi ho raha, it just stays here from 102 on the downside to 104, 450 on the upside. At one point of time, everybody will say, "Chalo chalta hai, kuch nahi farak padta." This is the way I would take it.
Thanika.
Yeah, Nilanjan.
Yes, Nilanjan.
Yeah. I would not suggest using capital.com or any of the CFD brokers for volume, because that volume is irrelevant. It's their internal volume, and not even correct, because it's just a CFD volume that you are looking at. Dollar index volume, if you want to take it as a volume, you should check the futures, DXY on ICE exchange. That is the true volume of dollar index.
So do you have it in TradingView? Nilanjan, do you have it in TradingView?
Yeah. Just go to TradingView, type DXY.
DXY, okay.
Yeah, DXY, use the one for ICE US. ICE US.
Which one?
Fourth from top.
First, second, third, fourth. Okay, ICS. Okay, and you say that you can plot that.
Yeah, there's a no. Sorry, go back to that system symbol.
Okay, just
Go back to the system symbol. Sorry, symbol. It's not DXY, it's DX. Go to the system symbol.
DX.
Yeah, DX. US dollar index futures. Yeah, click
Okay,
on
this
that.
one. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Now you are
plot the
saying that
volume here.
plot the anchored view up here.
Yeah.
This
Plot the
not.
plot the volume here. Use this one for anything to do with volume. Use this one. Use this symbol.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So you say that this volume is much more reliable than the obviously CFD volumes are never reliable in that way.
CFD volumes from any broker makes no sense. It's just not volume.
Yeah, because it's a internal volume which has been created by the broker firm itself. Just the way we have it in SGX, Nifty and all. Okay. So this is the place which you should be. So in that case, yeah, there is a slight difference also. And it has just hit there. Let's say, let's hope for the best, but all the same, I'm not expecting that major move will come up. It might just settle at around this level. That's what I'm saying. Got it?
Both are 20 and 200.
Yeah, the white line is the 200 and the this one, the yellow is 20, and obviously the anchored, you can recognize the anchored view there. This is the one.
Okay.
In fact, that it should have, okay, if it takes resistance even at 200 also, that will be good for commodities, Dada. So that's what I was just tracking from that perspective.
So one more thing, that's an important thing. You were talking about commodities. I was just seeing the charts about Hindalco and all. देखिए, on Friday itself, it has there's a first major move on Friday, and on this particular day, lots of commodity stocks had rallied. And this was the first day. That's why I would say, like say Hind Copper and all. This also rallied on Friday itself. So again, that might be a good case for commodity which is building up.
सर वेदांता में भी ब्रेकआउट आया है.
वेदांता में शायद आपका ये है, क्या बोलते हैं, डिविडेंड का चक्कर है, उसमें कुछ ऐसा कुछ है, बट ओवरऑल एक ब्रेकआउट इसमें भी है. यस
Gautam da, one way to look at dollar and commodity sort of to supplement the dollar index itself is to go to euro USD. If you don't mind, just go to euro USD weekly chart. Euro USD, no euro, no, yeah, one day is good. Yeah, one day is good. Go to weekly.
So what do you get from here?
Yeah, plot a horizontal line at 1.1100.
Yeah.
That line is the sort of the Lakshman Rekha. If that line is bridged, you will see more euro USD dollar weakness, because this is inverse, right? And commodity up move. As long as this line holds, the dollar, commodity down move and the dollar, strength sort of remains in play, because the logic behind this is that euro in the dollar index, almost half the weight is euro. Okay. So for the currency traders, the positioning will be shown here if there is a macro trend uptrend that you kind of see changing. So this is sort of the the Lakshman Rekha line for euro USD.
You meant to say if it goes above 1.11, that will be positive for commodities here.
That will be positive for commodities, no? Because this is inverse. If this is going up, that means dollar is strength. Dollar is it's just a reverse, right? So
okay, got it. Yeah. Others are
so
following.
This line is.
Yeah. Are you following here?
I can't get you, sir.
Okay, what Nilanjan is saying, that if you follow the euro US dollar,
Okay.
If this particular index strengthens itself, rather whatever bit, but if this strengthens itself from here, it will be positive for commodity prices in India.
Okay.
So in that case, you can expect Hindalco, Hind Copper to rally, JSW Steel or Tata Steel or whatever bit. And in case if it so happens that this drops down, So
Okay.
DXY will increase, and that will be negative for dollar index. Sorry, that will be negative for commodity.
For commodity. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Any other question on this?
Both are inversely related.
Both are inversely related. Thanks for the input. And it was new for me also, Nilanjan. Okay.
Thanks, Nilanjan. Thanks here.
Really,
Yeah,
thank you.
very good input. Yeah.
Now, actually, I was having a look at this Hind Copper, Hindalco, even Tata Steel. जैसे आपने बताया ये वेदांता के बारे में बताया आलोक जी. Tata Steel में भी I think we had a first day rally of sorts on Friday like this. So I'm not saying that here Tata Steel the trend has turned or Hindalco the trend has turned, but the first day with heavy volume matters a lot. That is what I have seen in many of the commodity stocks, National Aluminium and all. So keep an eye there. This is what I feel. Okay.
Gautam,
Yes.
one more currency fund.
Yes.
AUD USD.
Australian dollar versus USD.
Yes.
This is
now correlate with gold.
So US, okay.
Gold.
Okay, both are
both are moving down.
Okay. तो देखें नहीं तो gold काफी गिरा है BSC.
So typically, what you will see is that a lot of the commodity stocks and all those things, the trades will first show up in the currency, and the reason behind that is very simple. Currencies are the biggest market.
Okay.
Right. Much bigger than stocks, much bigger than commodities. So currencies, bonds, commodities, and stocks. That's the pecking order of the size of markets. Correct?
Yeah.
Repeat once more.
Currencies.
Just a minute, it's important. Currencies. आप लोग भी लिख लीजिए,
bonds.
Then
bonds. Commodities.
Stocks.
Then the stocks, that is equity.
Yeah. So this is the pecking order of the size of global market.
Okay.
Okay.
So so currencies will give you the first indication, and then that will be taken over by bonds, then the commodities, and then the equity market. Correct?
Correct. And on the aside, on the sideline of all this, like if you put this in a parenthesis, sideline will be volatility.
Okay, got it. So volatility तो रोज देखते हैं हम लोग बैंक निफ्टी ट्रेड करते हैं, so that's.
But this is where
we are expert than you in that.
No, basically the logic is very simple.
Institutional
traders have to fund the trades, no? And institutional traders basically capital market trades are funded by very short-term money. Okay. So so very short-term money it will reflect in the currencies. That's where it will reflect first. So if let's say you know about the carry trade, right? So if you see the the USD JPY, which is a very good indication of the risk appetite of the market, or let's say the one that I use is AUD JPY. Okay.
Okay.
So AUD JPY is a very good indicator for risk appetite of the market. If the market wants to be risk on, you will see this one going up. See,
okay,
exactly reflects the S&P, no?
Yes, obviously, yes, got it.
See, so and so it exactly mirrors the S&P. If you plot in another window, the S&P, you will see it exactly replicates.
Yes, we have seen it.
So,
yes.
Right. So this is the logic. So this is the logic. Of course, it's not one-on-one, so don't bet your house on it. But I mean, there's a fundamental logic behind it, why this works. If you look at this up move on the last up move that we had, you can pretty much tally the S&P day by day with this.
Now that we have seen it also. Yes, you are right. Obviously, from March end onwards, this move has begun.
So AUD JPY is the sort of the carry trade barometer. So this is the one that is a risk on risk off kind of a thing.
Okay, got it.
Okay, that's enough for currencies from me.
No, but that was quite insightful. Thanks a lot for that. Well, this is it about Nifty. पुराना अपना जगह पे वापस आ गए. देखिए, if you take it this way, I'm straightforward targeting much higher level for the last 5-10 trading days have been just a consolidation जो कि हम लगातार बोल रहे थे. And after this we had a parent type of a breakout, and I'm expecting at least perhaps to new high, because this projection on its own, because we didn't have a major correction in this move, so obviously here too I'm expecting at least a new high. Obviously you will be seeing some halt here, 18,696. That's a round number of 18,700, and thereafter obviously 18,900. And if you ask me what is the place of very good entry or stop loss below it, anything below 18,420, or rather take it this way, 100 point का stop loss नीचे में 18,400 के नीचे जाइएगा, तो just stop your trade. That would be the idea. But basically speaking, the way open interest and all has increased in Nifty, I think we are headed for much upward movement. This is for Nifty. Accordingly, for Bank Nifty, well, any other views on Nifty? Anybody bearish out here?
No.
Sumit?
No, it is very bullish.
It is very bullish. Okay, Samrat?
They're carrying a short position for Monday, expecting gap up.
Why?
I mean, short, not, I mean, call position, not short. I mean, small call position.
Or you are expecting gap up, and that's why you are having call position. Okay, that's good. Dinesh ji, आपको क्या view है?
Sir, bullish only.
You are
Carrying calls.
You are also carrying calls. And Pranay sir, आपका क्या plan है? Pranay ji is on mute, I believe. Anyway.
But I made one mistake, sir.
मेरा प्लान बताऊं गौतम तो मेरा प्लान बताऊं मंडे का
बोलिए
छुट्टी है हॉलीडे है कोई प्लान नहीं है
आपके लिए प्लान की छुट्टी है so you are getting one more day बस मस्त है और क्या चाहिए घूम के आइए
Sir, one request, sir. Sir, Nifty, I just think I made one mistake. I was just seeing the chart of Nifty, and principal component is Bank Nifty, right, sir? I mean, other than Reliance and all those things. So I took a call position for Bank Nifty, thinking that it might be following up Nifty. Is that wrong understanding?
No, it's okay. Both had see for last 1 or 2 days. I think Bank Nifty was not
moving, Dada, only due
Absolutely.
to ADX.
From
just watch the
yesterday
ADX.
See, from
Yesterday
Friday
onwards,
onwards,
ADX has changed.
so you can just take it this way. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
There's nothing to worry of much.
Thank you, sir. Thank
So
you,
this
Raju.
match, just before I wind up from my side, I'll just take it. These are the stocks which I had personally checked from my angle. And with all SEBI rules and regulations, I won't be telling you to buy. I just say it this way: have a detailed look at of the stocks, and then plan whatever you feel like.
Dada, can you share it?
This is Dabur. And next one is Divi's Lab. Divi's Lab. Just write and then go and check it. Plot the support resistances. You'll get your own trade there. This is Divi's Lab's open interest build up 5.2% on Friday itself. And as I was just discussing, Hindalco made a run because of the commodities and all. We had a detailed discussion. Hindalco, well, open interest build-up had taken place just prior to 2 days back, but yesterday there was a minor shedding, but all the same. If you take the entire stuff, almost for 8, 10 trading days from 10th of March onwards, more or less the open interest was increasing. Okay. Hind Copper, here too the open interest had increased in the last 3-4 trading days. Just have a look at it. And this one is quite interesting. Indus Tower, not in commodities, but whatever bit some talks of kuch bhi hoga shayad. But this open interest is quite massive increase. And this is the first day I was telling, this is the first day of the rise in a major way. And I would say this way, that entire open interest was increasing in all along this period. You have just the 100-day there. Let it cross. अगर ऊपर जाना है तो उसको obviously cross करना ही पड़ेगा. So you can just plan these trades and check it from your end. And last but not the least, though there was no
Reliance, there is a breakout gap, Dada.
There is a breakout gap. Yes, this is a breakout gap after consolidation. If you see
after a consolidation.
After consolidation, you have a breakout gap. So any pullback in this particular counter should be used to enter. Okay.
Yeah.
SBI Life, I wouldn't suggest that you enter right away because there was 4 days of upside move. Just watch one more thing. This is an interesting thing, observation. In case if you have a good open interest build up on last day of expiry, here it is 25th of May.
Okay.
In that case, there is a possibility that next day the stock runs up in a major way. There is a possibility because rollovers have taken place. That's why open interest has increased in a major way. Another one, Tata Communication, looks extremely flat to others, but for me
it is bullish, Dada. Huge bullish.
Also, it is bullish. Why?
Check the open interest.
Yes, check the open interest. This is it. Yeah. So it was, these are the stocks which I had shortlisted. Please have a detailed look, or well, obviously, you know all the rules and regulations which are going on. So I won't be pinpointing what to buy and what to sell. This is it from my side. And now, well, Sumit, will you start first? And then I'll take the, then Nilanjan will take over from there.
सर ये खुद को मैसेज कैसे करते हैं?
खुद को आप ऐसा कीजिएगा, यहाँ पर न्यू चार्ट में आप लिखिएगा अपना नाम, वो मैसेज योरसेल्फ आ जाएगा.
ओके, थैंक यू.
चलिए, व्हाट्सएप का भी चार्जेस ले लेंगे व्हाट्सएप सिखाने का. ये Sumit, are you ready?
Yeah.
So you can share your screen. I have already given the permission.
Sure.
Okay. You share your screen.
You cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. You have to stop sharing.
Okay, I have to stop sharing, right? Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, now start.
Yeah. Share. Yeah, you can see all of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the things I will cover on a very.
Sumit, just before you start, can you just write your Telegram ID on a notepad so that in any queries one can address you directly?
Sure. Let me see what is my Telegram ID.
Oh.
Check.
Go to settings.
I think my ID is SKD. You can just SKD. I will just share my ID in the group.
Okay.
सर जो डाउट्स हैं वो ग्रुप में ही आने दो ना, औरों को भी काम आएंगे.
Yeah, I will give you.
तो वही बोल रहे कि ठीक है, अच्छा है, ग्रुप में ही आने दीजिए. ठीक है, okay, good.
That is better. Yeah, all of us can discuss together. Yeah.
Okay. Start.
So yeah, so how I started this initially, I started straddle intraday, which was the toughest way of trading. And I used to do in 1 minute, 3 minutes. Then I learned the same thing can be taken forward into 15-minute hourly chart. So then it worked. So I said, wow. Then Strangle, Iron Butterfly also I traded for quite long. And I do stock options once in a while. And my favorite is credit spread, which works most of the time. but debit spread, you have to be very smart to get momentum. Okay, so I will share my small experience in front of Gautam, but you might have more experience than me, so I would be happy to learn from all of you. Okay, so let me just start with straddle, what I do. Okay, so in straddle, at the money straddle, when I use it, I use this chart. Okay, so what I do, even if you do intraday chart, okay, let me go to, let's say you are doing an intraday straddle. Okay, and then you do, let's say I go to 1 minute chart. Let's see the beauty, because 1 minute, whatever happens, it happens in hourly chart, in a higher time frame also. So if you do 1 minute chart trading, let's say you did yesterday, okay, that being and it works very well on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, Friday, so Wednesday, Thursday, if there is no trend, if you don't find any trend, like 3 minute RSI is between 50 to 60, fantastic. You can get a fantastic 30, 40, 50, sometime even 100 rupees also you can get. So if you see 1 minute Nifty at the money straddle. So it started here at 219 and it started dropping. Here it had a spike, small spike, no issues. And throughout the day, you see it continued to stay below your 50 moving average. Whenever it went 50 moving average, it came down. Throughout the day, it never went above 50 moving average. So you could stay here. It went to 100 moving average. That's why it is a bit of risky, but it did not break too far. So what I do, I continue in this trade as long as the gap between these two moving average stays in a reasonable size. Should not be narrowing like this, what is happening at this point. We would not like to be in this kind of trade. And if you observe, the most challenging thing of this kind of trade, if suddenly there is a trend, especially when you see in Bank Nifty, that gentleman starts moving in at very random manner. And if it happens, that is your biggest enemy for straddle. So that is the lesson I derived from 1 minute chart. So you can see from here, if you try from here 217 and you continue trading. So what I used to do in a software, algo software called algobaba.com, their software name is Stockso. So I could enter this particular straddle, okay, in a combined premium. I say, okay, combined premium, I want to enter. I see when it is falling, I will enter. I'll wait for retracement to at least 20 EMA. I'll say, okay, 218, 19, if it comes, give me the order. So it will come there, it will click my order, and then I'll put stop loss 10 rupees above. I will not take in straddle more than 10 rupees. So if it combined premium goes more than 10 rupees, like from 218, it's going to 228, eliminate to throw me out of the game and wait. I'll wait to see the trend, which happens in a trending day. Non-trending day is simply from, if you enter at 218 or 200, even 15 here, then you can continue catching a reasonable point. At least you can catch up to this much, 184. So this much point, many of the days when Nifty trend is not there, you can catch. So let me see, if you see Nifty, and I see 3 minute chart, and if it is a trending day, then you have to avoid. So this is the day it worked very well. Price was quite in non-trending day. So that is my first qualification criteria, that Nifty has to be in this situation. It should not go above 60 closing and firing. It should not go below 40 closing. So this is the area you can nicely capture few points. And Bank Nifty also, I normally did more into Bank Nifty. That works also very well. So I'll just go to the Bank Nifty. So that's the Bank Nifty straddle. So you see that morning there was not much trend. Okay, I'll go to 1 minute chart. Why I'm doing with 1 minute? It is very You can say what is a very stressful trading, but the lesson is lot which can carry it forward to higher time frame. Okay, so if you see here, there was very soft, no trend in the morning. Okay, it continued, drop it, continued, drop it, continued, drop. Then moment trend came, that's it. Then you were out of the game. So here you are out of the game. So if you enter around 20, 25, as long as these three moving average, there is a gap, you can continue the trade. Now the question is, which strike price do I select? So what happens when price goes up, the higher strike price will let you stay in the trade. The lower strike price will throw you out of the trade. So if you know that price is going to go to maybe around 44,000, you can catch that bus and continue being in the trade. But if you go to lower strike price, let's say you went to 43,700 in the morning, okay, then you will obviously be thrown out of the game. You will not be able to stay there. See, that's the spike you had. That is deadly spike. Okay, so morning 43,700 had you traded to get some point, it was fantastic. Price opened at 600 rupees. It fell so much. The moment trend came, and normally when the trend comes, this is very nice to observe. When the trend comes, these three moving average will be merging and going together, and this chart, straddle chart, they will be creating similar high, similar low. See, so long it was in a range, and you know Bank Nifty was in a range, tight range for quite long before it fired up. So if it is this kind of range and slowly trying to cross, and these three moving average came together, it given plenty of time to get out of the trade before it fired this big. So if you have not got out at maybe maximum, you can stay 550 around that level, 550, 560. If you not, it went to 650. 100 rupees lost per option, which is definitely not acceptable. And you see, when the trend gets over, it gives you a fantastic profit. So you see that the trend got over around 230 time frame. You see, 220 to 15 time frame, trend got over, and then it tried hovering. And many times I have seen from here, from even after you wait for one low broke, second low broke, one or two low breaks, and if you try to enter below the moving average, it gives you a fantastic money as a option scalping point of view. 630, it went straight away to 615, 20 rupees. You can capture just like that in few minutes. But these days it did not fall, but some days it falls very big. Okay, it just gives you 50 points in just a matter of 5-10 minutes, because the Bank Nifty did not really fall that day. It went very bullish and closed bullish. So that's why it did not. Same thing we can do in a higher time frame. Let's see how we could do. So if you see here, see, this is 15-minute chart. So intraday, we should follow the trend of this straddle strangle. If you want to scalp intraday straddle strangle, you can do in a 3-minute, 1 minute, 3 minutes. These two time frame. As long as the straddle price or strangle price below this three moving line, you can continue. The moment they create double bottom, you can get out. And in positional, 15-minute and hourly. Hourly is our boss, and 15-minute I have to be making sure that should I stay in the trade or not. So let's go back and see how we would have done it in our one of the straddle. Let's say I would say positional. Let's take monthly straddle. 29th June. I'll go to, let's say, 43,500. So option strikes, option premiums are bound to decay. So having known that, we have to see how long we can stay. As long as this premium is falling below. See, even if you have entered after this premium fell below this three moving average, crossed down, and price came really below, and it broke one low in 15-minute chart. That is my intermediate time frame. If it breaks this low and start coming down, I would attack option price here. Okay, and then you see how it fell. It went very high because the trend was very strong that time. And from 1,700 price went down all the way to here.
Hello. I have one small question. When price is below all moving averages, then straddle starts working.
Can you talk a little louder?
When price is below all moving averages,
Correct.
then straddle starts working.
Yes. As long as
Sumit, what Ayan is asking is that should we wait for the straddle value to come below the 3 moving averages and then only we should short the straddle?
yes.
Or should we do it before that?
No. As long when price making double top, breaking one low, coming down below these 3 moving average, only then you can enter. Do not enter at the top. Risk is high because it can go and create another high. We don't know, because I have seen some of the crazy weeks or months, price goes really crazy. It can go even 3-4 times high. Okay, so the option selling is a game where losses can be very big and profit will be small or moderate for most of the time. So we cannot afford to take a big loss in option selling at any cost. We have to get out when it's breaking my rule, and a smart decision has to be taken. Like here, even if you see here, when it created, let's go back to this chart. When it was coming down nicely, coming down, then here you see that this 3 moving average kind of came together and created double bottom, not going out. Okay, although it came down, but it is moving average are not letting you to stay. You are seeing too much of noisy. At this point, you have to get out. You don't allow price to fire back and then you sit with a big loss. We cannot do that. So my favorite is Nifty strangle. So let's say I sell 18,800 and I sell 18,000, that is call, and I sell 18,000. Currently is 18,000. I will go to 300 points down. Okay. So this straddle I would strangle, I would go to sell. Okay. And normally I target a premium of let's load this chart. Okay, normally I would target a premium of 300. Okay, I have to go to a different expiry, man. 29 June.
18,800.
Change it to 15 minutes. It is changed. Okay.
Yeah. So this when it goes up like that, you cannot be in that kind of strangle. Normally you should target at least, you know, 450 to 500 premium. Sometimes you get 600 because being the VIX is very low. So low VIX is another situation. We try to be very cautious and have lower position. VIX has to be moderately at least above 1920, so that, you know, we can do well. But if it is very high also, better to avoid option selling. So when it came down, it allowed me to stay only couple of days, 2-3 days. Again, it went up, so very volatile situation. Again came down. So again, you entered there. It is not allowing you to let you stay for more than 3-4 days because market is trending. So the condition of for Nifty strangle for me is whenever in RSI, hourly RSI has to go within the range. If hourly RSI not within the range, I would not do Nifty strangle. I will just stay back. Let's say 75 minute only, not a problem. So if you see 75 minute, this is really trending situation, except few days here. So this 3-4 days, it allowed you to stay. Again, Nifty came into the trending. So it is causing you trouble. So I've seen when it doesn't trend, it gives you fantastic way to stay. But nowadays Nifty is trending a lot. So this area was beautiful area to stay. Just moment goes up, come inside. So these 4-5 days you can stay. So the moral of the story is we have to take a call, get out when it is not going to our way. And if these 2 lines are again and again merging and crossing, that means Nifty is trending. It is not allowing you to stay in the trade. So I will just show you one quickly how I plan my iron butterfly, which is also basically straddle but with a hedge. So let's say I am planning iron butterfly, Bank Nifty. Normally I practice if situation permits. I love Bank Nifty iron butterfly. Okay, so it is giving 44,000 put call, and it is giving me total premium fee is giving me 347. Okay, 350. So it is not a good premium, but we can still manage. Okay, so here my maximum risk is 3,000, and I can get reward of 8,700 per lot if it expires in this range, 43,650 to 43,350, 44,350. Okay, so my ranges are this much. Now, what I do normally, instead of taking this, I will little bit take a bit more risk initially. Okay, so when I do this, my risk is a little bit more. But what happens if the first day, in case it falls, it gaps down, still my risk will not be too much. So if you see on Monday, if price from 44,000, if it gaps down to, let's say, this much, still my loss is nothing. I don't have any loss. If it gaps down 500 points, 44,000 current price, it gaps down to 43,580. Still, I have no loss. Had you traded taken the trade on Friday or Thursday, you still have no loss on Monday if market gaps down by 500 points. Similarly, if gaps up by 500 points, you will also have no loss. If you see, let's say market gaps up by almost 500 points, you have just 1,000 rupees loss for per lot. Okay, so then what I do, by Monday you will get some premium, you will collect some premium. So when you get some premium, I will give up some premium, and then I'll push my put side and call side. So if price falls and comes 200, 300 points down near my put side, then my call premium will be decent. Okay, so what I'll do, since I sold this price, I took this call at, let's say, 43 rupees, and then call will become cheaper. I'll have more. So what I do, I'll square off this and I will buy little bit nearer calls. Okay, maybe around 100 points, 43,700. So I'll try to bring it to 40,500. 100 or 200 points I'll bring closer to the call, and again price goes upside, then I will also try to square off my put and bring my put nearby. That way the iron fly will become like almost no risk or very low risk. Okay, of course I have given up some premium, and you will see this line will come very close. Maybe I will have risk per lot will be nothing less than 1,000, 2,000 rupees. Sometime it will become nil. One side become nil. Maybe puts. I will first try put side to reduce my loss very less. So I will try to bring my, as the more premium I collect, I'll slowly bring my put side near to the price like this. Okay, so then you will see that my put side risk has become zero. I don't mind if it goes up here and I see it's crossing 43 to 44,300. If it is not staying, I'll square off the trade. Okay, I make no money, no problem. And again, I'll do the next week. So if you follow this setup every week, when there is a less trend or not very aggressive trend in the market, high chance that you will make money. But if it crosses this, I do not try to hedge and sell more puts and or sell more calls and then try to adjust and firefight and then try to protect my position, not giving a profit or reducing my loss. I used to do that with another big time trader, but then who trades big lot size. Then I said, no, it doesn't make sense to do so much firefight with one trade. If it crosses this much, that's okay. Thank you, Bank Nifty. I will wait, come back again next week. So that's how I used to do Bank Nifty iron fly. Now also I do, but since there is a trending, I'm just waiting for some time. But you see, when Bank Nifty.
Sumit, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
You have got 4 legs to square, right?
Yes.
Just go back to the Sensible website. That would be better.
Yeah.
You have got 4 legs to square when you close your position.
Correct.
So you do it manually or take an algo help?
Yeah.
So we can in Sensible we can square off all the legs within a trade, within a thing, right?
Absolutely. You can just say square off from here.
Square off all things. We can square off.
Go to positions here and select your positions, and you can say square off all. It can square off all the positions at a time.
Okay.
And I also use XTS of Indian Infoline. Here, there is also, I can select my orders, all the 4 legs in control and shift on, select all the 4 legs, and just click one button, square off, it squares of everything in one shot.
Okay. So squaring is not an issue.
Squaring is not an issue, but entering also, what I do, I take a basket order. I don't enter one by one. I take a basket order and then select all the legs, keep it ready. Especially, I enter such trades after 3 o'clock. I don't do during market trending time. After 3, before market closure, 15-20 minutes before, I just see the situation. If everything is permits, trend, and good premium, then Friday end of the day to do this kind of trades are good, or Thursday end of the day trades are good. Just select my all lot size and then fire.
Okay.
So, Sumit, just to follow up on Gautam's question, I mean, when you do exit with Sensible, you also experience the price movement as well, right? So given you are going with market orders, I mean, there will be a slippage of potentially 1 to 2 rupees per 4 legs. So you will have easily 8 to 10 rupees of slippage, both on buying as well as on selling. So you have roughly about 10 to 15 points at least to your disadvantage when you are doing with Sensible.
Absolutely. That's a very good point. So to avoid that, what you need to do, what we can do, I use a software called Stock. So I told you algobaba.com. So where I can put all the legs in one strategy and then combine the premium. It will show you combined premium plus minus. It will do plus minus everything, and it will tell you, okay, total premium, let's say 260 plus 260 or 300 plus 300, 600, 600 minus 200. So maybe for total premium is 400. So you can plot a chart on that in your 1 minute chart or 3 minute chart intraday, and then see, okay, where is the moving average, as you have seen here. Okay, so here also it is possible. I think there is some way to add a multi-strike is here, multi-strike straddles. So you can put 3 or 4 legs and draw a chart, which is also possible in our I do here. Here also you can do chart. Multi-leg straddle is there. Okay, there is some option. So what we can do, we can go to multi-leg and draw a chart like this. Then we see, okay, where is the moving average? So that can be done during the day also. And the moment it comes up, immediately it will fire all the orders. Market. Okay. So you will get a reasonable price. Since you are selling and buying all at one given point, even if you get more price in buying, you will get better price in selling also. So it really won't make much difference. And when you go for positional, I don't think it creates that much difference, because otherwise, if you try to enter 1 leg or 2 leg at a specific price, then you might miss the bus.
Definitely. Yeah, you're right.
So now I'll go to any question in straddle angle.
Yeah, Sumit, you're moving your legs, right?
Yeah.
While on that, in which directions, when the market moves in the positive directions, in which legs you are moving forward, and if it moves in negative directions, in which legs are you moving forward?
So when market moves goes beyond my tent, okay, this is my tent, let's say.
Yeah, this is your tent.
So
Yeah.
market goes higher side,
Okay.
at least 200 to 300 points.
Okay.
Then put becomes cheaper, correct?
Yeah,
When
definitely.
put becomes cheaper, then I will exit my put and buy another put, cheaper put nearby.
Okay.
I
Okay.
buy
Okay.
nearby cheaper put than the price what I bought initially.
The sold puts you won't touch at all.
No. Sold puts no touching.
Okay.
So sold puts I will touch only when price breaks my break-even point.
Okay. When it moves above your tent, you will touch the sold puts, right?
Yeah, I will go and check the support resistance in 15-minute chart. If it breaks
Okay.
the resistance and goes up, then I will say goodbye. Maybe one small retracement in 3-minute chart, and that's okay, goodbye. I'm out.
Okay.
So Sumit,
Yeah, sure.
Sumit, so when you move the put up, you are not going to bring the call down.
No.
So then your iron fly will become unbalanced, right?
Yeah, I will bring my call down when price again comes back. Price will come back to some extent. When price comes back, so in range bound market, that becomes a fantastic way, because if I want to go to move the call also, then the iron fly unbalance will be definitely. But if I move the call also, then what will happen? I'll have to buy very expensive call, which is against my interest.
Definitely.
But
when the ADX falls, this one will work perfectly. Am I right, Dada?
Yes.
What if the market starts trending?
Yes, then I will be out. Then it will break. If market starts trending, you are not going to be there. That's why I said first condition is RSI has to be hourly.
So look at this. Where I'm getting with this. So look at this. When you hit. So you are essentially adjusting against the trend. Okay. Just as an experiment, try adjusting with the trend. Okay. Just simulate that and see what happens.
Before the tent breaks, the ADX will give you the suggestions. It's going to break your trend. Am I right?
Yes.
That's it.
So whatever you use to find out whether the market has started trending, I personally use ADX and a couple of, you can use a lot of other things, historical volatility, whatever it is. But just as a suggestion, using your platform, do a simulation. What happens if you trade with, if you adjust with the trend, okay, and keep the iron fly balanced at all times. That's one thing, because your juice is coming from the straddle, not from the wings. Okay.
Yes.
I do this strategy sometimes on S&P. Okay. And just do a simulation of adjusting with the trend, adjusting both if you're doing it, and see what your P&L would looks like. Okay. Don't do it now because that will take a lot of time, but just simulate and see what happens. Okay.
Yeah. So my goal was to trade iron butterfly or strangle or straddle is when there is no trend, where I cannot make money like this. You see here, I just wanted to share with you this one. Okay, so this is where I trade. This is my bread and butter on Bank Nifty, 0.05 on a box size. So I will trade here. See how it goes. It doesn't even retrace. Otherwise, normally in Renko, I do one brick back or two brick back is my favorite setup. But that day, when I saw that Bank Nifty suddenly from bearish, it created green cloud, okay, at around this time frame, okay, around 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. And then it is first blue tick came. Then I did not look back. I will capture the entire thing till I get this star, okay, or it breaks any Donchian channel. I will just fire the order. So why I have to break my head on straddle? I will not even touch straddle. And this is where your if you see here straddle, this is where I will sit. Here, whenever it breaks like this, it becomes showing the trend. I will not stay. I will just, this is a point and figure chart. So I will just stay there in this moment. So you don't need to break your head point and figure chart. You can learn later. So I just shown you. So trend trade, I will go trend. Non-trend trade, I will do this. I do not want to do non-trend trade during trending market. That's my fundamental shift, because I know one of my mentor trader, he will be all non-trending market, he will do these things. I then shifted my way. I said, no, I will not do these things in non-trending market.
The biggest loss that one can have in option selling strategy, if a non-trending suddenly becomes trending, right?
Agree.
So yeah, so look at doing the adjustment the other way, okay, with the trend. Just do a simulation later on in your time, and then and see what comes out of it.
See what happens. I have observed, as you said, I have got into these situations in the past. Okay, so what happens if you go now? Here I will just draw. Hope I can do some drawing. And not. I don't know. I'm not finding. I'm not in Gautam. This. Okay. So what I'll do? What happens? You know, whenever this thing, I keep monitoring this. So unfortunately, I don't have a alert. I monitor this so beautifully, and to my surprise, what I've seen, when it goes up like that, it goes up like that. Okay, suddenly trend came. So nice, Nifty, Bank Nifty, their price is so friendly. It comes down. It comes down. After coming down, then if it doesn't break previous low and start going up, I would say, boss, goodbye. I would take maximum per lot 500 rupees or maybe 1,000 rupees loss. If I do 10 lot, I will not lose much. Okay. But if it breaks this, then I'll say yes. Like here you see, went up, it broke, came down. It went up, then it broke, came down. You stay. But if it creates a bottom, like you see here, if it breaks and then it came down, you get out from here. But if it doesn't,
so Sumit,
yeah.
So Sumit, you are doing this using Nifty. If you do it using, I don't trade Indian markets, but conceptually, if you do this using Bank Nifty or Fin Nifty, you will get a different result, for the simple reason that the more broad-based an index is, the more mean reverting the index is. The more narrow the index is, it's much more trendy. So in US, Russell and S&P are very mean reverting. Dow and Nasdaq are very trendy.
Yeah.
So in your market, Fin Nifty and Bank Nifty are more concentrated.
Agree.
So they are more trendy and more, spike moves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nifty will be much more mean reverting, which is why you are seeing this.
Agree. Absolutely.
So Sumit, one question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Generally, you're telling about Bank Nifty. Okay, Nifty. I mean, still it's fine, but Bank Nifty generally you'll see before the trend starts, there is a stop loss hunting candle. It will happen. It will happen for sure.
Agree. Absolutely.
And it will be like 70, 80, 90 points.
Agree.
Will you be able to adjust at that point of time? What will you do?
See, you have, I have done Bank Nifty, Ironfly, and I still do. So what happens when you have a hedge, okay? And when it comes out at this point, you will have enough time to get out. And you have a hedge. It's not that you are doing naked option selling, okay? So you will not lose that much when you have a hedging option both sides. And if you know our Kapil Dhama, option 360, he has been doing it for so many years, and he does in a very big lot size.
No, still we don't have that maturity or discipline, and that's why we go some option buying.
Yeah, if you practice, if you practice this with 1 or 2 lot and see the situation, fine tune. I'm happy to be with you whenever you want to do. And if you practice it, you will get understanding. But trending market, if you normally do, like you see Nifty, I would say when it worked very well, I was like very happy that time. See Nifty, if you see a daily chart, okay, when price fell, these few days now, it was a fantastic opportunity. Look at daily chart. After a trend get over, you see this kind of thing happening. It will take some time to consolidate. Again, price went up. Here you got some consolidation opportunity. Look at this. They look, let it go trend. And the moment you see, okay, trend is kind of getting little bit softened, then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, done your job. That you might go wrong. I'm not saying you will not go wrong, but let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. See the moment price, whenever the price goes up and comes down, okay, sometimes we'll have price goes up come down, goes up, come down, goes up, come down. This is where you get maximum profit.
No, agreed. But this is you are seeing on a daily candle. But you said that you are following your strategy on a 1 minute candle.
No, I sorry. I do 1 minute chart for intraday, but nowadays I am not doing 1 minute chart, but my learning happened from 1 minute chart. But when you do these things on positional, that's where your profit. 1 minute chart doing can be done only using algo with a combined stop loss. I never took more than 10 rupees, but later I realized that I am doing big lot size, okay, 16, 20, 30 lots, but I'm getting only 20, 30 rupees. Okay. So I said, there is no point breaking my head so much on intraday for 1 minute chart, but I have taken the lesson out of that. That's what I was so happy that, okay, I got the lesson using 1 minute chart. Same thing I'll have to transfer to 15 an hourly chart and then go on a non-trending trade using option selling when I cannot do much buying. Question?
Sumit, one question. Basically, how much is the profit you target? You target for max profit or based on 3 or 4 days or whatever the timeline you keep and then you exit from the trade?
Good point. So if you do one lot, I think it got signed up. So Bank Nifty, when you sell Ironfly, you should target at least 600 rupees profit, 600 to 700 rupees profit. If the low weeks and you get less than 500, then forget it. Don't do it. Okay. You take it on Thursday, end of expiry. After 3 o'clock, when you see trend is not much aggressive, market is kind of finished its trend and kind of relaxing for a couple of days, then you can try that. But when Nifty or Bank Nifty started going up like that, you see here on a daily chart, then you say, boss, I will stay away. So like, see, such a big candle came and then it getting trend. Some big monies are chasing to enter the market or push the market, then stay away. Okay. On end of expiry, Thursday, Friday. And if you see suddenly trending and it is crossing your range, even if you do strangle, still don't stay there. But Nifty strangle 300 points away, 300 points down. If you get 300 rupees, fair enough, you can try. But nowadays, Nifty, Bank Nifty, everybody is trending so much. It's getting difficult to do. That's why I'm not doing it. I'm just waiting. See, when there will be some dull days ahead. Okay, you will not get anything to, because I mostly buy options intraday, positional no intraday. And when I see there is nothing happening in the market, then what to do, boss? Simply earning nothing, being wanted to be a full-time trader. So then you go like this for 4 or 5 days. But if you sell with 300 points or 600 rupees in Bank Nifty, you can get around, say, in 3 days, you can get 300, 400 rupees. And if you get it reasonable, then don't wait. And then you monitor your this 15-minute chart. Now, if you see that it is breaking and not giving you good picture, normally, in my experience, I never seen this kind of pictures. It happens mostly steadily coming down with small ripple. And this is getting too crazy, actually. So I think that's. I've taken too much time, I guess.
No, it's okay, fine. Thank you very much. Your presentation is over.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I do not want to do stocks because that is another world.
No, that's okay, man. I just wanted everybody to get a feel of it, that how you all work on it, particularly the option side, because I am strictly a futures trader. Very few option trades are done by me, that too on expiry days only. Normally, I go for futures trading.
Only on buying only, right, Dada? You are only a buyer, right?
I'm only a buyer, only in options, and that too on expiry days. With specific, one of my favorite, that's pin risk. That's the only place I always concentrate on. So that's why I told Sumit to take up this one, so that at least he can explain it on a practical terms. But all the same, I will tell you one thing: you have to wet your feet. You have to get to the water, and then only you can learn swimming. So
Definitely.
And always keep in mind, start with just one single lot. Do not go for bigger lot size. allow it to go run for 6 months. When you see that, okay, the results are satisfactory, then only you increase the lot size. Now,
Yeah.
again, it is up to you to take up your presentation on how you trade in your US market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sumit, stop sharing so that Niranjan can start.
Sure.
Okay. All right. All right. So my presentation is titled GM's Gems. Okay. So what I mean by this is that I like these Christian names because they kind of remind me. It becomes memorable. You don't forget this. So what I've done is I have been following Gautam's work for a while now, maybe a couple of years. He is one of my what I call COVID friends, because I discovered both Gautam and Shubhadeep during the COVID days when I was trying to connect with the wider world, right?
Okay.
So basically, actually discovered Shubhadeep first, and then Shubhadeep to Gautam. Now the thing is, his technical analysis courses, the smaller ones that he earlier had on Chat Video and the one that he has on TagMango now. So these are they are very deep. I call them like those Bengalis on the call will know something called Chhatra Bandhu, which used to be basically a student companion kind of a thing. So his right. So right. So I call his courses the Chhatra Bandhu of technical analysis, because you can either read the Edward and Maggie, or you can go through his courses, and you will pretty much have the things that you need to know, and not bothered about a lot of crap that you don't need to know. So what I've done is I've further distilled here a few setups that I have coined out of his courses. Those are that I use primarily for option buying strategies on US stocks and ETFs, and sometimes even on US futures. And these are something I have chosen the ones to share. Those you can implement and look for in any platform, so that it's not something which is specific to a US market platform or something. Now, keep in mind that I believe in Indian market, the stocks don't have liquidity beyond 1 month in terms of option. So some of the strategy you might have to do a little differently. But as long as you have the setup, you can adapt the option strategy depending on the liquidity and the term structure of your market that you are trading. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Right, the names that you are seeing here. The reason I call this, gems, because now these are black box. There is no artificial intelligence involved, and there is no bullshit. So the names that you are seeing are my own coinage. I learned this from Linda Rashke, one of the market wizards that for those who have read the wizard books. She likes to give some funny names to her setups. That's because then you know instantly what that is, what you are supposed to do with that setup and what you are not. Like she has names like pinball, turtle soup, those kind of stuff. So that's what I do just as a fun practice. So the names that I have, the setups that I'll be sharing today are what I call the Fort Trend, the Radix, the PRSI, the one that I call Tied in a Bunch, and the Well Bar. Okay, and I will briefly explain how you can use those using option strategies as we go along the things. And I am, since we don't have much time, I kind of made it a presentation, but if we have time, we can kind of go ahead and get into using TradingView to show some of the live stuff. So this is from his course. This is in the very first video of his the magnum opus, the long technical analysis course on TagMango. So how to quickly spot a trend change using simply price action. Okay, so this is the 4-bar trend change setup. Essentially, I have done just a simple coding on TradingView to plot the bar colors. What it does is, I guess everyone here has the course, and if you rewind the very first video, he says this as one of the lines. He actually doesn't even discuss it. But if you look here, this is the NVIDIA chart. Of course, it's the hot wedge now, so I chose this just to make a point. Let's look at the bottom here where my cursor is. Can you see the cursor?
Yes.
Okay, let me use the laser pointer. So you see the cursor here, right?
Yep.
You see this bar. So this bar closed at 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It closed at higher than the previous 4 bar, right? This green bar right here. Yeah. Correct? Right here, this bar. Yeah. That is his 4 bar trend change. Fair enough? Now let's look here on the top where right here. You see this black bar? So trend change did not happen in the black bar. Trend change actually happened in the magenta bar here, right? In this bar. This is where the trend change happened, because this is the first one that actually closed below the previous 4 closes. Okay? Without using anything, any moving average, any damn thing. This is pure price action trend change. So what that did is it allowed you not to try to catch the bottom. It allowed you not to get caught in the whipsaw. And this is a directional setup. So what you will simply do is use a directional spread or a naked call option or a put option, whatever the may be. I use slightly OTM, just to improve the risk and return, or you can use a directional butterfly to capture the trend and look at the setup here. Now, once the green bar has happened, the low of that green bar becomes your stop loss. And then if you initiate a long strategy here, let's say, it's US market, NVIDIA is a big stock, so I have a lot of liquid options. If I use the 90 days out, in 118 days, this moved 65%. So imagine the gain using options. This is the weekly chart. Those of you who have a day job, are not full-time traders, works beautifully. Okay, you can, if you want to be more active, the right side is the daily trend. You will have more whipsaw. If you use this on 5 minutes, which you can, you will have more whipsaw, obviously, a lot more whipsaw. But essentially, this is how the first trend change shows up. Without moving average will show up much later. If you are using any moving average, it will show up somewhere around here. The trend change will show up somewhere around here. Right, Gautam?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, so it will show up somewhere around here. So that one line from his first video gave me this idea to quote this, and this works beautifully, and you can catch quite a few good moves, in a month. Look here. Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So in here, see, there is no trend change that happened. A trend change happened, but you did not have a close beyond this, right? It sort of fizzled out. Nothing here, only you have another trade here. You have only another trade here. You did not have any more trade before that. Then you had a trade here, right? So using a very simple setup, you can, peacefully, and your stop loss here. If you are doing this short, your stop loss is here. So your entry is here, depending on how long you are buying, your stop loss here, you could add position here, so on and so forth. So this becomes a good swing trade. This becomes another good swing trade. And all it took is just a very simple price action setup that you can implement on any trading platform, and you can check it for yourself. That was in one line of his first video, but maybe even he doesn't remember sometimes, right? But this one setup has made me, a boatload of money. So, but 21 Macallan for him when I come to India next. But this is the gem. This is why I call it his gems. So these are, people will sell this stuff for shitload of money without kind of, saying what this is a black box and all this. This is in front of you right here. This is in his first video. Okay. Any questions?
Now, just a minute. I always say this one, that intermediate term trend is the main thing which you need to focus on. And again repeat, whatever indicators you are using, whatever moving averages you are using, here what Nilanjan has done is to recognize the intermediate term trend change. That's the crux of any technical analysis. Yes, Nilanjan, continue.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely. That's the preceding line that you had when you were talking about this setup. That's the preceding line.
Yeah.
So
now from the top, the trend has changed, right?
Where?
Move back.
Yeah.
Yeah. On 2022, on the have a look about the top. From the cluster of 4 candles here. Down.
Yes.
Down. Yeah. that area, little up, little up, little up.
Hold on. Where?
Yeah,
Here?
here, little up. Yeah, this area trend has changed to a positive side, right?
No. The trend changed to positive side, then tried to change to positive side, stayed here. See here, this candle here, the blue, the green, yeah.
Yeah.
But it did you have a close above this? No, right? So you had no follow through.
No.
You had no follow through, right? You had
Yeah.
no follow through. So we are still in the downtrend.
Yeah, we are
had a
still in the
green candle.
downtrend. We have a pullback. We had a pullback,
Yes.
right?
We had a pullback. So we had a pullback here. So let's say you shorted here. Yeah, you shorted here, right? You took a short here. Now you could have taken a part of the position here. This is almost like a $60 move on a $270 stock, like a 30% move. Yeah.
Okay.
You could have taken a bit of move here. So typically what I would do is if I have taken this, I see the green candle, I'll at least square off half the position.
Okay.
Okay. So that way I'm now running risk free. I don't care. Now, if I have 90 days out, I still have some time to make money. And if, at the worst case, it's a scratch, right? I'm not losing anything. And if you are using options, you know very well, if the price came back here, you can do ratio, you can do a lot of things, but you can butterfly it, you can spread it, you can do a lot of things, right? So you can, and you can, here you can roll up your strike. You have already, instead of closing half, if you roll up your call strike, it's a put strike, the long put strike, then your trade is almost risk free. Then you don't care. You can just let it run if it runs, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
ADX as a
weekly chart.
Yeah, that's I use this. I always use this on weekly all the time, and you can use it on daily also. The more shorter time frame you go, you can use it on 5 minutes also if you like. You can use it on 1 minute also if you like. I actually use it on 5 minutes sometimes. On a if I see the first first 15-minute candle, if I see the 3 candles are all green and one above another, I might sometimes see a trending day. On the S&P I'm talking about. So I see that on some 5-minute chart also. But yeah, for this setup, for this specific setup, I use a weekly one because I'm trying to put in some trades which I don't need to micromanage.
Okay. If the stop is too high.
No, stop is not too high because you are using option, no? So if you are, let's say, entry is at 280 and your stop is 310, so say $30 on a, and if you are using an a bull put, say a bear put spread, your total risk will be how much? Total risk will not be actually a fraction of that $30, right?
Yeah. But it will affect the time decay.
Yeah, it will affect the time decay for sure. But then it's a spread, right? So both sides will decay. And typically you'd not, if you have a slide, if the IV goes up, which may happen here, because if people start buying put option, you actually may not see that much time decay also, if the IV goes up. So that may also happen.
Naked call or naked put. Always spread.
Sorry?
You are not advising us to go for naked call or naked put. Always do spread.
No, I'm not advising anything. You can do naked call or put because that depends on the implied volatility. You can do a combination of it. You can do split your risk between a naked position and a spread position, right? It depends on what you are comfortably managing, right? How much you want to risk.
Yeah, definitely.
Niranjan, one more question. I mean, when you identify a signal here, do you just blindly enter, or do you also look for the momentum of that trend?
So I'm coming to that. We'll come to the putting it together slide. You are a little ahead, so we'll come to the putting it together slide. Okay. Let me. So I'm showing you 4 setup, which I'll combine together in the final slide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the ADX as a regime filter. I call it RADX. Simply, it means it's a regime filter. It's a very simple thing. Everybody has this on their platform. So all I have done is to slightly code it differently to show the histogram. The DI, the plus and minus DI. So this is the plus DI above the minus. This is minus DI below the, above the plus. That's what it all means, the histograms. I like to see it that way because it gives me the same look as the MACD. That's all. So here is, you see what's happening here. This is the ADXR. Everybody knows ADXR is there. ADX starts trending and it remains trending. So we are in a downtrend here in the whole area. We see a downtrend. We have the signal in terms of the, the magenta bar. The intermediate trend has changed. It is trending. So what we should do, we should follow the trend. So in this case, what we would simply be doing is that we would be entering a bearish trade below this with a stop loss above this, and you are here. And when this black candle happens, you can square up the position. When this happens, you are out pretty much if you have not closed your position. And then again, see here, we are in a non-trading scenario. The uptrend starts. Uptrend starts right here when we have the green bar. So say in mind that when you are in the early trend, the ADX is not responding yet, right? ADX is trying to kind of give an up signal, then it goes into sideways. So here was the first candle I was showing, that first green candle in the previous slide, right? So if you see here, ADX has not given the trend here. So you can enter into, say, half position here. And when the ADX starts confirming your trend move, the momentum in your direction, then you can enter the rest here. That's another way of doing it. So you can do one here, two here. Yeah. So that's one way of doing it. You enter the position early here, take a smaller slice, get into when the confirmation comes in. You have the confirmation on your side. We had the inevitable retracement of the trend started develop, and the trend developed, and now you're adding on to your position. It's instead of kind of, let's say, putting the whole position here. So you start with half position, you have the intermediate term change. If intermediate trend confirms, becomes a part of the main trend, then you enter the rest of the position here, and you have the support of ADX now, which has started trending. Clear?
Nilanjan sir, one observation.
Yes, sir.
The second point where you have mentioned drawn a circle, there it even completes an inverted head and shoulder.
Inverted head and shoulder. All of see, you will see it's basically, as I said, no, I mean, as we say, there is a saying in Gita, right, or Gita, or I think one of those texts, that you can worship God in any form, it will eventually be the same, right? So yeah. Inverted head or shoulder, blah blah blah. Around the same area, you will also have the moving average confirmation, if that's what you're looking at. Okay. So that's that. So this is how is now we have combined ADX to the intermediate term. Right?
Okay.
Right. And this is all. Yeah.
Yeah, Nilanjan, one question. ADX have two lines. One is the second green line.
One is ADXR.
What is that?
ADXR. Google it. It's
okay,
on Investopedia. Google it. ADXR. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just plotted this way. So that's that. Okay. So we now have the regime filter. Now we have the momentum confirming our intermediate trend. Whether it's developing into small trend, we can slice our position accordingly. And let's move on to the next. Now, I'm using the same stock all the time. Now you see here, we have entered the trend early here, and the first trend developed, correct? Then we had the eventual pullback. Now it's not non-trending right now, and it starts trending. See what happens on RSI. For this move, this 18% move, RSI went from 30 to 50. Yeah, correct? Now, when it went in this, when the main intermediate trend became the main trend and ADX started supporting and the explosion happened, RSI moved from 50 to 80 and the price moved 65%. So the price movement for the RSI range of 30 to 50 and RSI range of 50 to 80 is 4x. Right?
Please repeat it, sir. Repeat it.
The price movement for RSI to move 20 points from 30 to 50.
Yeah.
And the price movement needed for the RSI to move from 50 to 80, just 30 points, is 4 times the price move of the range of 30 to 50. Okay, see here. RSI moved from here 30 to 50.
30 to 50. The price moved from 18 moved about 18% or 20%. Yeah.
Yeah. And here it moved 65%. When the RSI moved from 50 to 80. Yeah. So now you have entered the intermediate trend. Now you see RSI did not fall below 40 in the retracement. RSI is hovering around the 50 range. Your momentum is now turning up. So what's going to happen? If the momentum continues, for the RSI to go from 50 to 80, you will have an explosion in price.
Explosion in the price. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where you add to the position, and typically you might want to close the position when RSI hits 80. Okay.
Yeah.
If you you will find similar strategies from Larry Connors. You will find similar strategies from Linda Rashke, so on and so forth. So I look for stocks which are above 200 DMA with RSI hovering between 47 to 52. Very simple. Then I look at the 4-bar candle, see what's happening. Intermediate trend. Is it retracement? Is it starting a trend? And then you put in a position. Simple. That's it.
Got it.
So here, one question: intermediate trend means you are using weekly trend, right?
Yeah, for this purpose, for this trades, I'm showing you basically one setup. You can do it as short term as long term as you want. It will behave the same way. Exactly, it's fractal, right? It will behave the same way. You can do this for 5 minutes. You can do this for 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 days, 3 days, whatever you want. This setups. The beauty of this setups is that it will work exactly the same way on every time frame, except that if you are using 1 minute, you will have a lot more whipsaw, right? Because your 1 minute trend will last say 20 minutes. 1 week trend will last say 10 weeks. It depends on what you are trying to do, right? Same thing, right? 1 minute trend lasting 20 minutes and 1 week trend lasting 20 weeks. It's just a matter of what time frame you are trading, what kind of trader you are.
Definitely.
But these setups will work exactly the same way.
Your this indicator, the ADX, what is that 2 lines? What I'm seeing?
ADX and ADXR. The one that is changing color is the ADX. And the one that is the green line, which is not changing color, is the ADXR, which is the average of ADX basically.
Okay.
Sumit, let me just explain what is this one. Your PDI minus MDI values are plotted in the histogram. So whenever PDI is higher, it is green, and whenever MDI is higher, it is red. Okay, that's take care of PDI. This one that takes care of PDI and MDI. The ADX line is the smooth, solid line. Along with it, ADXR line is given, which is slightly off. You can say it this way, that it gives you a better visual interpretation. Well, ADX is in a trending mode or whatever, but you do not wait till the 20 line. We say it this way, na 4-5 point dekhiye uske baad use. It is not that way. Just okay, when it's moving up, it's above the dotted line, you just go, okay, the trend is up.
Yeah, you can take 20.
The trend starts after the PDI crosses above the MDI, right?
Yeah, the PDI crosses above the MDI.
Above the previous peak too.
Here also, you will just see on the weekly chart, on this NVIDIA in the 1 week chart, where if you just go above where RSI 3050 is written, this is the point. See what
that's where the trend change happened, right? That's where the trend change
place
happened.
where the trend change happened. So just as Niranjan was answering Pranay Sharaf's question, that you worship God in any form, you are getting God. So all signals are coming as a buy signal at that point would be. Okay, yes, Niranjan, go ahead.
Okay, let me clear the inking on here. Okay, next slide. Actually, Sumit also mentioned this. I call this tied in a bunch. This is extremely powerful. Okay, so you see here, when this is again Facebook, this massive run when it literally doubled, right? It began. It doesn't matter what moving averages you used. I have put the standard ones here, 10, 20, 30, 50, or 120, whatever. Okay. If you want to be, if you are a Fibonacci follower, use whatever numbers you want. When they bunch together, see what's happening. ADX is not trending. Yeah. You have this early signals of trend change, right? Early signals of trend change happened here. So you have after the bottom has happened, it's like an island bottom, right? You have the trend change early signal, but it's still not doing anything. It's not moving. Yeah. It has become tied in a bunch. So it's formed a base. You see here what RSI is doing. RSI in this base, RSI never fell below 40, correct? In this whole base. It's hovering between 50 to 52, moving in a range. It's coming out of this thing right now. So here, what you do, exactly the same thing again. See, RSI starts moving over 50 here. You have the green intermediate trend anyway. ADX is giving an indication of the previous peak has been taken over. All those things have happened. All the gods have been kind of, ticked off. And now the move happens and the ADX takes off and you have this huge giant move.
Just for information for all of you, check the chart of Tata Chemical. Right now it is in the box which Nilanjan is showing us. All the moving averages are confluence like this. We call it as confluence of moving average. Mark out the ranges, mark out a broad year. I'll post the chart of that tomorrow. Just remind me. Tata Chemicals is going through exactly the same phase which Meta had been, say, in the early 2023. Yeah, Nilanjan.
Yeah, so here I have used the daily chart. So which is why you see a intermediate trend, whipsawing a little bit in this base, right? And I purposely did a daily chart here just to show that intermediate trend will change in a smaller time frame more frequently, but you have to see the bigger picture developing here. Okay, you see the behavior when the market was bearish. RSI never went above 60. It then tried to go above 50, could not sustain, stayed below 40. In this base, it never went below 40. You wait for it. You try to time it a little bit. You can do a calendar spread. That's an option here. Or you can do a slightly longer term bull call or something. A calendar spread is perfectly fine. And there are also some varieties of ratio spreads you can do here and then manage them accordingly. And then the trend develops. ADX confirms, RSI is taking off. It's in a bunch. It's ready to move. And you move. And that's it. So Facebook literally doubled here from this entry, I would say from this entry. This is what I think would be entering. It's almost 120 to 240. You are done for the month, quarter, whatever it is. All right. Okay. Now putting it all together. This is again Facebook. The same example. I've used a weekly chart here. You have the moving averages, which were in a bunch on the daily chart. Histogram, as you see here, it's sort of trending, for the lack of a better word. RSI give you the signal here. If you look at the same setup, same box using a weekly, you get a quick, very clear RSI signal here. ADX is turning positive. Intermediate, this is weekly. Intermediate has turned positive here, and you have the box shaping off, and you get into the trade. ADX is supporting because it's anyway in the trendy mode, and now it's taking off, and that's it. Liquid options. You have term structure.
Histogram.
This is the Gautam, they explained this, right? This is basically means your positive one is above the negative one. That's what it means.
No,
the histogram.
MACD histogram or ADX histogram?
ADX.
How to get it?
You can make it.
You will find a free. It's there for free on TradingView. Just look for it. It's there on free on TradingView.
You can plot it also.
Okay, so this is it. Putting it all together, and finally a bonus one. This is I called the well bar. This is Adani. All of you know Adani. Look at the Adani volume profile. Okay. Look at this big volume bars. Right? This is the daily chart. After this volume bar, this is where the accumulations happened. Whoever accumulated. Okay, we are not getting into SEBI or whoever any of the Hindenburg here, but this is where accumulation happened, right? See where it came down to when basically everyone sold. I have tried this on other big stocks also, Netflix, Facebook, and so on, a bunch of others. See where the price came back to. And if this was not defended, the insiders or whoever accumulated here, which will typically not be you and me, it will be institutions. 5 million, 50 million, 5 million shares of Adani, you and I didn't buy. Somebody who had money to buy 5 million bought it. So if those guys are getting out here, you know that this is done. Okay, this was defended here, right? And it has doubled since then. So this is what I call the well bar, because Wells bought here and Wells did not get out. And there is no Wells here. See, there is no Wells here. Wells came in here, Wells defended their territory. You want to stay with the Wells, because otherwise you will get swallowed.
Nilanjan, I'll just interpret here. If you go to the first video in Tag Mango, where I have explained volume in details, you will be just finding ITC's example there along with State Bank's example. I have taken up that matter obviously, Nilanjan has got a beautiful habit of naming it as Wales bar. I had discussed this as a high volume. Just have a look at it. Yeah, Nilanjan.
Yeah, yeah. I like to give these funny names, following Linda Rasker's thing, because it tells you immediately what it is, right?
Yeah, and you recall also very soon. That's the best part.
Yep. So yeah. So here, so this is a very interesting setup. Now, these are what I call special situations, because these don't happen all the time. But when they happen, and if you can take advantage of it, even with a small size position, you will make outsized gains. Right. This is one such setup. Similar setup you could see in Icon Enterprise that's happening in US right now, the Hindenburg case. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And I think all put together, simple setups implementable on any platforms can give you outsized trades. For those of us who have full-time jobs, this is very easily implementable.
Share this, the presentation.
I'll be uploading this as a video on YouTube. Okay, just take it from there, and you can see it as many times as you like.
It has been recorded, right, Dada?
Yeah, it's recorded also. You can see it from there. No, it's there. And all these indicators I'm showing are there for free on TradingView. So knock yourself out. There's nothing, there's nothing here which is essentially, secret or anything. And again, as I said, all this comes from Lines Gautam's courses, right? And all of you have that. Nothing is.
Nothing is. Definitely.
Right?
Everything is
nothing.
That's true.
Yeah, everything is there. But just made in a form that's easy to
it's
digest.
a recall. It's a main thing is recall.
Yeah, it's basically a recall.
It's a recall.
But all the same, thank you very much, Nilanjan. It was beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
And it was a fast revision for me as well. When I have to think on this particular whale structure and all.
All I have done is I have taken a few things from there, which are actionable, easy to use setups. And I've just converted these into, let's say, capsules as like medicine. That's all.
This is what we need to do it. That is, we have to plan it in such a way that at least my trades are according to my temperament. That is the thing which we have to
watch. That's the thing.
Okay, Nilanjan, thank you very much. Sumit also,
No
once
problem.
again, thank you very much. It was really बहुत मजा आया in one word.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's it from us today. Perhaps next week again. Let's see. I'll tell you everybody over on.
It's in that presentation taken by Nilanjan Da.
Yeah, Nilanjan said that he will be posting it on YouTube and then give it to you. And all the same,
you are
recording also.
Yeah, you'll get the recording, and I plan to make a video out of it, and then I'll post it on YouTube later on. But you'll have the recording anyway, so you have the whole discussion.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sumit
and
Nilanjan once again. That's it for us today. Janagana.
All right.
आज के लिए खत्म.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Bye-bye.
Sumit. Thank you,
When
Nilanjan.
Nilanjan Da will come to Kolkata.
Gautam, you'll know when I come there. I've not been there for a while, so I'll come there.
Okay.
So, all right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good day to you, Nilanjan.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.